make some noise. We're about to make some noise. I want you to say out loud, like, yeah, as much as you can to make sure your stomach even heals it, okay? Whittier Middle School, are you ready? So check this out, though. I'm gonna tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a young man your age. He was lost. He was lost in a wilderness for 3 days. This young man was lost for 3 days. The town people spent a lot of time looking for him. All right? They spent a lot of time looking for him. For 3 days, this young man did not eat. For 3 days. So he told himself, what am I going to do now? So he felt a little hungry, and he thought to himself, if I don't eat, I'm going to die. Like, for real. This happened. It's a true story. So he said to himself, if I don't eat, you know what happens when you don't eat? Yeah. For 3 days he didn't eat. So he told himself, if I don't eat, I'm going to die. So he said to himself, okay, nobody, I hope my family did not give up searching for me. Because for 3 days people were looking for him. They couldn't find this young man. They could not find him. So some people started to give up on him. They said, he probably dead. So we probably, for 3 days, we probably should stop looking for him. But his grandpa said, I'm not going to stop looking for this young man. I know he's alive somewhere. All right? I know he's alive somewhere. So his grandpa kept walking around looking for this young man. But his grandpa, got tired. He said, man, I don't know what to do. I'm tired, but I don't want to give up on this young person. He's alive somewhere. So this young man, right as he was walking, he felt like his energy was going down. So he told himself, what am I supposed to do now? So he came up with this idea. He said, this is what I'm going to do. This is the only thing I'm going to do to spend my last energy. I want to yell as loud as I can. I'm going to make so much noise that if anybody is any distance away from me, they're going to be able to hear me. Okay, this young man said, I'm going to spend my last energy creating so much noise, being so loud that it's going to prevent people from ignoring me. So he kept walking. He started yelling, right? He started yelling, I'm lost. He started yelling, I'm lost! Okay? He started yelling. He kept yelling. He kept going. So the louder he yelled, right? The louder he yelled, the more his grandpa heard a little voice, right? When you hear that little voice from a distance, from a far away, his grandpa said, oh, I think I heard something. So his grandpa, kept looking, kept going, kept walking closer to that voice as the young man kept yelling louder and louder, right? Until his grandpa recognized it was this young man's voice. He kept going closer to it, right? He kept going closer, walking closer. So every time his grandpa felt like, man, I'm so tired, I want to sit down and take a nap or something, this young man kept yelling. This young man kept yelling, like creating so much noise, creating so much actions because he did not want to sit down. He didn't want to die like that. He said, no, I'm not going to die like this. I'm going to create, so I'm going to do the best I can to make sure nobody's going to ignore me. Right? So when his grandpa felt like he was about to sit down, this young man kept yelling louder. And his grandpa said, no, I can't sit down. I can hear his voice is about to die. So I'm going to go. He kept walking. So this young man's voice gave energy to his grandpa. And as the grandpa walked, he kept going closer until he finally sees him. This young man was shocked. He's like, Grandpa, how did you find me? This is the only question he had. No, I'm serious. He was shocked. He was like, Grandpa? How did you find me? I've been lost for 3 days. Nobody ever came to get me. How did you find me? You know what his grandpa said? He said, young man, you were yelling. Your actions were so loud that I could not ignore it. For real. This young man asked the question, how did you find me? Because he was shocked. And his grandpa said, your actions You were so loud that I could not ignore it. Every time I felt like I was tired, I just kept looking for you because your actions, you made so much noise that it prevented me from sleeping. So I had to come and find you. So what? Give me a favor. Give me a favor. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You might be feeling a little low. I don't know. You might be, but this young man was in a life and death situation. It was a life-death situation. But he told himself, my energy, I'm going to spend it doing something useful for myself. All right? So I want you to do me a favor. Every time you feel low, every time you feel down, I want you to remember this story. Be like the young man. Make so much noise with your actions that it's going to be difficult for people to ignore you. Amen?
Amen.